The standing order 5B clearly states the AGM should be held in May.
This is the annual parish.
In which case when is the AGM?
May the 18th.
Fine. Okay, so that we would have a full financial account in May.
You will.
Okay, so this is not the AGM. So a lot of people have been telling me that this is the AGM.
And
There's two
annual.
AGMs.
This is the annual.
There's two AGMs. On the agenda, so the entire every session is to have two annual meetings. So this is not the AGM. The AGM is in May.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, right. Because, so the minutes that were back approved from last year are the minutes of the annual meeting, not an AGM.
That's correct.
So when are the officers elected? They're elected at the annual meeting or they're elected at the annual meeting? So there's no election. So the election will be held in May.
So the first thing we need to do is confirm the minutes of the previous parish meeting of the 24th of March 2025. Can I have a show of hands to approve those, please? Anybody against? And anybody abstaining? So the next thing is the annual report of the parish council, which I believe is going to go behind on the screen. Thanks to Gemma.
You okay, Gemma? Sorry, I can't hear you. We're ready for the video of the thank you, Gemma. Right, everyone, while we're just waiting for the video to be set up, we're going to go on to item 252603, the report from the chair.
Thank you, everybody. And I should be following that video. So my whole goal here was to keep it short and sweet, because most of what's needed is on the video. So firstly, I'd like to say what a privilege it's been to be chair for the last 10 months now. And I'm going to talk just about a few of the highlights from my perspective that we've seen over the past 10 months. So firstly, talking about grants. We support a lot of local groups, festivals, events, youth activities, local buildings and transport. The impact this has on local people and communities is fantastic, and it's a thing that I'm really proud that we carry on doing year after year. I'd like to mention Honley Library. The library goes from strength to strength, and I and we are very excited to see what happens over the coming 12 months with the extension plans that they've got. So looking forward to seeing that. The Civic Hall, I think alongside the great work done throughout the year by trustees and volunteers to keep this place open and running, what's really good this year is we've been reviewing the civic lease so that we can carry on that, and also we've been developing a shared vision for the future, which looks very exciting as well. So I'd like to thank all the people that are involved with that, because it's fantastic. We've made improvements to Home First toilets, including installing solar panels, part of our climate action commitments that we're making at the council. Councillors have also supported lots of local initiatives. These include democracy-friendly schools, which we'll hear a bit about later. Also, the Kirklees Governance Review, which is potentially proposing changes to the parish council structure, and I would encourage all residents to take part in this and help to shape the future of the parish council. We've been closely monitoring the Home First Town Centre works, trying to get clarity on completion dates. I know it's been a problem for a lot of businesses. We've also funded videos to encourage people to support those local businesses. I would like to welcome a new councillor, Rob Butler, to his first meeting, representing the Netherland Ward, so welcome Rob. Finally, I would like to thank all councillors for their time, commitment and hard work supporting the parish council and local residents. Many thanks as well to our officers, Jen McIntosh, Rich McGill and Gemma Sharp, along with our maintenance contractor John Ford for keeping things running smoothly. So that's it from me, just a brief view from my point of view of some of the good work that's been done over the past 10 months, and hopefully now we'll see all that up on the screen. Thank you.
Parish Council over the last year, so I'll go through a few of them as well. So we've committed in the last year £30,000 to Holly Library, which is £15,000 that we give them as running costs every year. We've also paid them £15,000 as part of the development of their extension. In terms of the civic, we've budgeted for 60,000. I think up to date we've spent about £50,000 in the last year of the civic. There's about 10,000 more we might have to roll over next year. As was said, we've put solar panels into the toilets, and we did find that we needed to do some structural repairs to the roof.
Chairman, can I interrupt there? Can I understand how much you spent on the toilets this year?
37,000. Well, in terms of the actual development of the building, in terms of the roof repairs and the installation of solar panels, that cost £37,284.
I'm quite frankly, I'm appalled. I am appalled that we spent that amount of money on public toilets. We have a building here that is falling down. There's conditions of employment for staff here. I think verge on, certainly I believe, continuing health and safety legislation, the position of the kettle by the door of the loose lead, cramping, heavy cramped, and we said £37,000 on the toilet. The solar panels are in the wrong place because it's not a south-facing roof. Half of the panels face north. Did anyone do the financial calculation? When's the payback period on those panels? How long are we going to take to pay that money back? 8 years. Well, first of all, I don't believe that statistic. There's no way it's going to take 8 years because half of them are facing north. Well, secondly, we've got a building here that's falling down. Secondly, there are other businesses that have. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is not a appropriate time for discussing the use of finances. We'd like to have a committee meeting, but it will be discussed.
Yeah.
This is not the time to be interrupted. This is about the parish accounts.
Why is that? Why is this not done?
Because it is relevant, looking at the accounts, we'll have to say at the meeting, but
I just need to have the public needs to know £37,000 spent on the public toilets. When they took £2,000 revenue.
these are publicised meetings, you can see them online, you can on YouTube.
Okay. Well, the public know
Thank you.
we're wasting a lot of money.
Thank you very much.
And then I was just repeating what the Chairman's made about, so £75,000 in grants to the community groups, many things to do here tonight. In terms of our overall account, so we finished last year quite a bit down on where we started the year, i.e. from 2024 to 25. We had a lot of unexpected expenditure at the end of last year, which took us into a territory where we didn't have enough reserves. But we tried to address that this year, so I'm hoping that by the end of this financial year, we won't get the actual figures, obviously, until the end of March. I'm hoping we're in a better position in terms of the general reserves that the Parish Council's got. I think, the Parish Council relies on me, I suppose, to make sure that we've got enough reserves to get through situations where, for example, if Kirklees didn't come up with a precept, we needed the right amount of general reserves. I think we're in a better position now in terms of that. If anybody wants to see our financial records, many of the day-to-day ones are on the website. You can contact us at any time if you want to come and see them. In terms of the publication of our annual accounts, that will be after the end of June, and you'll be able to come and view the financial records in July if you wish. And that's my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rich. Okay. Moving on to community organisation updates and feedback.
Yes, so we've got a range of the organisations that work with or alongside the Parish Council who are going to do a little bit of a presentation on the work they do and their relationship with us. And we're starting with Cafe 100, and it's Tyler who's going to come and speak to us a little bit. Where would you like to
I'm going to sit beside question. I work for a little charity in Huddersfield called Kirklees Youth Alliance, but I cover Home Valley. And we are really looking to be supported by the Parish Council. They basically fund me and my time, and also help us to support the 3 youth clubs in the area which we run. So that is Cafe 100, which is based out of the Home Tech Building, the Phoenix Centre youth clubs which we run up on Dunford Road, and also Holland Youth Club which we run at the Holland Village Hall, which is where I've run from tonight, which is why I'm covered in chalk and pancake mix and things like that. But yeah, so I'll be very, very brief. So we really believe that youth work is often something people only notice when it's missing, but when it's present, it quietly does change lives every single day. And at the heart of the work we do at Cafe 100 and the other youth clubs that the Parish Council support, we're all about creating safe spaces where people can feel seen, heard, and have the opportunity to thrive, where they can build confidence, develop new skills, and discover who they are. For some young people, our places are a place to make friends. For others, it's a place to find support during difficult times, and you allow us to do that week in, week out, so we really are grateful. We create opportunities for young people to explore their interests and discover new ones. That might be through creative activities, physical challenges, group projects, individual projects, we kind of do it all. Just some examples of things we've been able to provide to young people over the past, well, it's coming up to 2 years now actually, but more specifically this past year, because of the support from you guys, is self-defence programmes, rapping and DJ workshops. We made our own music video, we've done money management courses, recycling projects, cooking on a budget, the list goes on. It's pretty endless really. This all helps young people to build confidence, form positive relationships, and discover the skills they need for the future. Youth work isn't just about playing pool or having a kick about, which some people say to me, so you play pool for a living? I'm like, no, I don't. There's more to it. But it's about helping young people, realising their potential and letting them know they matter. It's fantastic to be part of a community which supports young people and wants to provide for them and invest in safe spaces for them to thrive. So on behalf of the 120 young people we have registered to our provision, thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. And next we're going to have Michelle, who is going to talk to us about the democracy-friendly schools initiative.
That was a hard act to follow, actually. I've got moral support though. Thank you everybody. It's a real honour to be here tonight. So my name is Michelle and I work for Kirklees Council. This is
I'm Julie McDowell and I also work for Kirklees Council and we are in the same team.
yeah. Thank you. So we're going to talk to you. I've got 5 minutes apparently, so I've got a list of things to say, otherwise I'll be here forever. So I'm going to talk to you about the Democracy Friendly Schools programme, which we're really, really proud of. Next slide. Thank you. So, Democracy Friendly Schools programme is based on our learning from over 1,700 children and young people in Kirklees. We didn't just make it up one day and say that sounds like a fab idea. It's actually based on what children and young people told us. When we asked them, how can we help you learn about local democracy? How can we help you become confident, active citizens? How can we help you make a difference out there? And they told us very, very clearly at the time, because the youth survey might have taken a little bit of hit at the time, that we want to do that in schools. That's where we feel safe. Now, when we're talking about local democracy, I'm going to set that in context now. And if we could just play that video, Gemma, that would be ace. This is a resource that we have made for schools.
Democracy is about people and places. It's people coming together to make decisions about the places where we live, work and play. You make democracy happen. Think about the place where you are right now. places where we live, where and where you make democracy happen. Think about the place where you are right now. What would you like to do to make it better? Maybe you have a little idea. Just plant a seed. You might be wondering how to make it grow. Maybe other people around you are planting their own ideas, like organising an event to celebrate where you live, creating a space where people and nature can thrive, or doing something kind to help their neighbours. When we start to look, we see that our places are full of ideas. When we make connections with each other, we're preparing the ground for growing so much more. We don't always feel like we have the same things. So you might think that democracy is only something that happens far away. You might think it's only what other people do. You might not be a part of it. But democracy is about you, and it's about us. Democracy includes choosing who we want to speak up for us and for others. But it's also about being able to make things happen. Democracy is about us doing things together, sharing our ideas and taking action. When we get involved in the world around us, we begin to learn more about what democracy means. Democracy grows with you and it goes with you, from your heart and mind to the ground beneath your feet. Democracy happens where you are, and it happens every day. Think about the place where you are right now. What can you do today to make it better? What happens next is up to you.
So I hope you can get a sense from that animation that we have made by Fettel from Marsden. It's not about politics, it's about people, it's about us all coming together and harnessing that power. It's very much about our community, isn't it? Councillor Rhodes. So it's an award-winning programme. It's the first of its kind in the country. It's open to all schools in Kirklees. It's fun. It's free. Well, I think it's fun. It's fun. It's free and it's very, very flexible. So it's up to each school how they do their democracy-friendly journey. And then when they're ready, if they think that they've successfully hit all of our 5 criteria, which are very, very loosely based around community activity, that kind of thing, then they just fill in a form and let us know that they think that they are democracy-friendly, and we celebrate with them. So they definitely decide how they're going to do it. Thank you very much to the Rhondda Valley Parish Council for reaching out and trying to help us create a connection there so that we can support all of the schools in your area to become democracy friendly. So you can see there, that changes daily as well, but because of the connection through Rhondda Valley Parish Council, we have got more schools involved in the programme and it's growing in scale and impact. Thank you. Do you want to start with a little bit about how will that make that work?
Well, just to say that the programme sits in the wider team that supports our local councillors in this area. So we're all about connecting schools up with our local councillors on community projects and activity and learning about
So we do a lot of work obviously in the shop, in terms of making children enthusiastic about reading and getting interested in authors and books. And what we've found, because we run a really extensive virtual events programme, is that a lot of our schools are very, very small, and so that prevents them from getting authors into their schools. So although we run lots of events that are virtual, and children do get enthused by that, we find that the best possible way is for them to be in the same room as an author, to interact with them, to talk to them all about books. And so that's where the idea for the festival came from, so that we could almost pool resources to make it a much more efficient way of getting authors into the community and seeing children. So it might cost between £400 and £600 for a school to get an author in. That's an awful lot of money that schools just do not have. Whereas as a festival, it's typical that it will cost us about £150 for a session. So not only is it better value, but actually if we can get as many parents and teachers and schools involved in that, hopefully it will hit a lot more children as well. We were really conscious that there are loads and loads of festivals in Home Firth, and we wanted to sort of fit into that as much as possible. It was amazing when we came to book in the festivals how difficult it was to do that because of how many things that are going on in Home Firth. So we really wanted to just get out a little bit more and do as much as we could. Now, the Huddersfield Literature Festival doesn't quite reach as far as Home Firth in terms of children's events, but also things like the Leeds Festival, Manchester Festival, they're all kind of within reach, but realistically we wanted to hold it in Home Firth and get as many local children involved as possible. And our research in schools told us that there definitely was a need, in particular in Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, because that's where reading was very often on their school action plans. They needed to improve reading and writing. We also really wanted to link up with the library as well, so part of the festival actually incorporated a session for signing up new people to the library and getting people into the library as well. So it needed to be about reading in general, not just about books. So we were awarded very kindly £1,500, and that was for two main things. It was for our website and for the programme design. We were incredibly grateful for that because basically the festival wouldn't have happened without those things. So you can see on the left, that's our festival website, and we are hoping to do the festival again next year, and so all that will just need to be sort of tweaked and updated, but the fact that that's there, the basis of that is there, is a huge thing for us. And then on the right hand side, that was the programme of the event as well. So the website had over 1,600 visitors. All of those visitors that was the only way that they could book the tickets. So without that festival website, we wouldn't have been able to have the festival. In addition to that, a third of people said that the way they found out about it was the programme. So we gave out nearly 10,000 brochures to schools, from local shops and businesses, and really spread the word that way as well. It would not have happened if it wasn't for this grant, so we're very grateful. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea. So we had just over 1,000 people attending a ticketed event, but then there were some more people as well. A further 200 attended drop-in events as well, things at the library and so on. So 1,200 people through the doors over that weekend. That for us is a brilliant statistic. So we've got nearly 70% of the people that came here had never been to a book festival before. That's a huge achievement, I think. The authors that we had were absolutely brilliant, and nearly every child kind of went out there with just beaming smiles, really, really excited to have witnessed, an author or an illustrator doing their thing in front of them. It's just absolutely brilliant. On the Saturday in particular, we had footfall up by 62%. The Sunday Saturday was about the same, but the Saturday was up to 22%. And several local businesses came to us to say how much it had made a difference, and particularly at this moment in time, that was really important for us, that we didn't want it to detract from business, we actually wanted it to kind of, you know, encourage people into the town. We had 22 affiliated schools as well, so schools were given the option of paying a small fee so that they would be affiliated with the festival, and for that reason those schools got tickets that were free for their families and so on. And on that library session we had 42 new sign-ups, so hopefully those are people that had never been into the library before and are now actually using that library. This surprised us, so we had people from all over the UK, we had people from just below Scotland, Wigan, London, all sorts of places. They weren't just coming from the very, very local area. And we're really proud of that, 100%. These are just a couple of pictures. So in the room that you're in now, we had some brilliant events in Ruffalo, craft session live in the second one. This was Chris Mould doing his illustration workshop in the third one, and then the Gruffalo, who is not real, very kindly a friend of ours offered to wear the outfit. It's incredibly sweaty and hot. You can only be in it for 20 minutes at a time. So yeah. We asked in surveys at the end for people to give their feedback of 3 words that would describe the festival, and we're really, really proud of the feedback that we got. So fun, engaging, inspiring, community. So yeah, we just really want to say a huge thank you. We are planning for the festival September 26th and 27th this year, and yeah, we'd really like to be part of it. We're very grateful to the Parish Council for their input.
From HB Cat, we've got Peter, I think.
Yep. Good evening, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. Just to say a few words about Home Valley Partnership and what we do and how we're supported by the council. So, Home Valley Climate Action Partnership commenced activities in 2019 alongside the Parish Council declaring its own climate action activities, and we've been aligned really with the council since then. So just a few highlights of what we've done more recently over the last year or so, including the support we've had from the Parish Council. So for the last 2 years we've done a prom event, so here we're trying to use clothing which is nearly new, prom dresses and so forth, probably only get used once. We've aligned ourselves with the Kirkwood Hospice. We've done one of those events in the Tech, and then that was the year before, and then last year we did one at the Concord Community Centre, again trying to support the local centres. We haven't done one in 2026 because Denby Dale are doing one which is sort of covering some of the same area. We do an affordable water programme where we're looking to try and reduce energy costs, look at people who are in energy poverty. In 2025 we worked with the Home First Food Bank and through them access people who were in need and did some work with them, signposting them to where they could get help. We do a lot of gardening work groups, development of gardening groups. We work with Home First going to do in the future, we've got our affordable walk programme. This year we've been partnering with the Welcome Centre in Huddersfield. So they have been sending out winter warmer packs, and then with the feedback they get from that, they're then able to provide advice. They have an advice service, and they partnered then with the local green doctor to offer that advice and help them. So that's got two things we're looking at there. There's people who are struggling with energy poverty, but also reduction of the cost and therefore energy, and also reducing CO2. What else are we doing? Okay. So our growing edible produce projects, still working with the gardens, gardening group in Firth, next to Lindley and Simpson. We've been instrumental in getting a number of volunteers to help the Cinder Hills community garden, who was struggling, and now I think we've got 8 volunteers that we've got on board for that. Yeah, and we just started a project with the children at Navan Hinchcliffe Mill Schools. In fact, I've been up at Nav today, where we've been getting the children involved in some of these planters you see at the bottom there, to actually do some growing. So in other words, part of the education process at that level, at the grassroots level. And we got some funding from our local co-op to support them. So another key project, which again, hopefully supported by grant from the Parish Council, is to develop our sustainable food and healthy eating, expand on the success of our last 2 years, promoting simple vegetarian recipes that anyone can make, by offering climate conscious, allergy aware food options, through something a little different to the home for people, using the edible garden and local festivals in the spring and summer 2026. So going back to 2025, we actually reached over 300 people with our promotion, and we got some really good feedback, and the people were really interested in reduction of meat eating and more vegetarian recipes. So that's one thing we're trying to develop further into the community. So targeting over 1,000, not 100,000, over 100 people this year with some more promotional activity. Just go back there, just a little bit there. And one of the things, you can't read that graph there, but one of the things that really comes home to me is the top line is the amount of greenhouse gas emissions per kilo of food product. So the top line, the brown line, is beef, and as you go down the scale, and that's 100, and as you go down the scale to nuts at the end, that's 4. So the reduction in meat eating, as we all probably know, is very significant in terms of CO2, but also in terms of land use as well. Okay. Some of the other areas we're looking at, we will be doing the affordable walk energy efficiency winter programme again in 2026-27 with the Welcome Centre in Huddersfield, but only focused on HD 9. They cover the whole of Huddersfield, but we'll only be looking at HD 9 with them. Safe cycling promotion, partnering with Home for a Cycling Club. We were unsuccessful, unfortunately, in October last year. We applied for the active travel grant from the West Yorkshire Combined Authority, which was previously done by Epics, but I think they had something like 50 applications and they only gave out 15 grants, so we were unsuccessful in that. But we have got a commitment through with Home for the Cycling Club. We can find another route of funding for that, but that may be an area we will look to promote
charity that was set up in 1993. And our objectives is to promote community involvement and development, provide facilities for the community in Honley, with the village hall that we provide a lot of facilities for, and we work with other groups around the village. We support and facilitate local economic development, and we provide information through our Honley flyer that goes out to about nearly 3,500 homes in Honley, and all hand delivered by volunteers. And Linda is our editor up there. One of the things we want to thank the Parish Council for, a few of the things, is that they enable us to provide children's parties 3 times a year. We start with the Easter party. We have an Easter bunny, that's a local actress, and we do the Halloween party and then the children's Christmas party. We also do crafting, and we encourage the kids to make their own Easter hats and bonnets. And all this we charge a minimal amount with grants from the Mont Valley Parish Council, because a lot of these families, they have 3 or 4 children and they wouldn't be able to afford to come without the grants. We also have a welcome club that we started in 2022 after COVID, and it coincided with the Ukrainian refugees that we had in the village, and we wanted to welcome them into the village and encourage them to join our community. And it was also to encourage the local people to come back out into the community, because they were all very isolated. And we started off with 12 members, and we now have over 50. And they come religiously, regarding of the weather, rain, snow, they always turn up. We provide Elvis. We facilitated the VE Day celebrations, and we wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of the Parish Council. Yeah, I think that's about it. And then we look after my dad, which I'll leave you to Steve.
Okay, thanks. Good evening, everybody. My name's Steve Henning, and I've got, I'm a trustee of the charity, but I've got responsibility particularly for the management of Magdale, and I've had that for the last 7 years. It's the map of Magdale which the Parish Council did fund, and which is positioned on 2 notice boards we have at either end of the of Magdale. I mean, it's a wonderful area, and I suppose our aim is to both create and enhance the biodiversity in Magdale. So we have we've had a number of projects over the years to do that. But we also want it to be a recreation area for people as well. And sometimes those things can be a bit of conflict as we manage that. So, this is one example. We constructed a bee bank for solitary bees in a corner of the field where we have the orchard. It's constructed by the volunteers, and we we're not quite sure really, I'm not quite sure to be honest, how many solitary bees use it, but it's there if they want to. Next slide, please. The orchard. We planted these trees in 2022 and 2023. So we've now got, this is sort of fairly early on, but we've got 35 fruit trees, mostly apple. We've been taking the fruit off early so that we encourage the growth of the trees. So this year will be the first time that we'll be harvesting the fruit. And because of that, we hope that we'll be able to organise events like an apple day in October, and then some wassailing event next January. Again, hopefully some children involved with banking, sourcing and stuff like that. Next slide, please. Other things the volunteers do, that's sort of people there, that's me actually, in the green shirt, in a goit that feeds Magdale down, clearing out Himalayan balsam. The picture below is people climbing ladders to clean out bird boxes, and we've put up a number of extra bird boxes during this last year. And then we've been clearing the holly back as well and some other woodland areas. So we hope to introduce a wider variety of native trees into those areas. Next slide, please. I'm keeping the paths fit as well, and the Parish Council certainly helped fund some of the path materials that we've used. On the left we've got a lane called Lovers Walk, which goes past the cemetery. Interesting it's called Lovers Walk. But every road gets absolutely stacked with leaves, and rather than becoming muddy, because it's an old track and it's got stones on the base, we want to keep that as clear and mud as possible, so we always break up all the leaves and get rid of those. And then we've been improving recently the path along the MAG, so that's because that was getting really slippery and muddy, and it's been a great improvement. Next slide. Right. There's 4 fields in Magdale. I'd like to call them meadows. I'm trying to introduce as many wildflowers as possible. It's a long process, and we've had some help from getting wildflower seed from our own connections and others, but we gradually seem to be getting there, I think. And whenever we've had some construction people on site, and they create, because once they have to replace some of the power line stanchions in there, then we got them to fund some wildflowers, so we were able to lay those on the bare earth. And there's recently been some work going up by Spider in the field there, and they're going to sow wildflower seeds as well, withdraw and flatten out the area. Next slide, please. So wetland area we created, this was actually from a grant from Natural Companies, and the heron there on the left always comes around this time of year because he's looking for frogs that lay the frog spawn. And so you, unfortunately, that's nature. Next slide, please. And Magdale Dam, which is obviously a beautiful dam, as you can see from these pictures, beautiful old industrial mill pond, which we clearly need to preserve. Next. Now I come on to some of our challenges for the next couple of years. Can you play the video? Will it play? Yeah. So this is water coming out from into a little culvert that comes from the dam. But this is a leak, basically, in the dam. So it's obviously a big concern to us because we know from investigations that have taken place that with that leak it's probably eroding, but we can't see the erosion in terms of the bank. So there's a risk at some stage that it might collapse, but we don't know when it might happen or if it might happen. It's been a long-standing leak, not necessarily as heavy as that, but it's we've made some attempts to try and address it. So next slide. Right, there's one of them. I wouldn't want to be like JCB trying to on there, but that's one of them where we're on the land side of the dam. We're trying to trench and concrete. On the next one, that didn't work. So this is actually another attempt of a similar nature where we went even deeper to try to address the leak. And again, it works to begin with, but then it still comes back and the water keeps leaking. So we've recently commissioned a site investigation from a company called GeoEnviro, a local company at Hagwood's Quarry, and they've come up with some options. And this time, our next attempt is going to be, we're going to create a false wall to then re-puddle clay that particular section, and also put some grouting in the banking and nailings. I think there's some grouting and nailing to secure the banking, hopefully, to give us a long-term solution to the leak. And we hope that that works. but it's going to cost a lot of money. We've done stage 1, stage 2 will be a design for the work to be undertaken. We're tendering out for stage 3, and we're looking at the moment about how we might be able to raise tens of thousands of pounds to do that work. But we think it's absolutely important to preserve what we've got in terms of the beautiful area back there. Thank you very much.
So the final bit of the meeting is the public question time. So are there any members of the public who've got a question? Yes, sir.
I'll read it out so I don't miss anything. So my name's Paul Morgan, and I'm here on behalf of New Mill Male Voice Choir. Firstly, I'd like to thank Home Valley Parish Council for their financial help in allowing the choir to put on a successful community singing workshop at Holmfirth Folk Festival weekend last year. Additional thanks to the council and trustees and employees of Holmfirth Civic Hall, as it has enabled the choir to recently organise musical concerts in this hall, in the main hall. In a few weeks' time, the choir will sing at the Civic Hall with world-renowned bass baritone and opera star Subalan White. He will travel to Holmfirth from London, where he'll be singing Verdi's Rigoletto at Covent Garden Opera House. Now, Holmfirth Civic Hall is not the Royal Opera House, but we see it has the potential to offer the community of the Home Valley and beyond a venue for musical events that are different from the excellent show of Picture Show. And so my question to the Parish Council is, can we have your assurances that the Civic Hall will be upgraded in terms of its decor and facilities so that the fabric of the building matches the quality of the events shown here?
I can respond to that. I made a comment earlier about some redesign work that's going on to look at the building, and that's both the councillors and the trustees of the Civic Hall working together. We've had a couple of presentations already from an architect to give some visions of what the Civic could be, and those are being discussed and talked through. And obviously at some point those will, when we're a little bit further down the line, those will go into the public domain, and we'll have a public question time about what the potential upgrades could be. I know there are people from the Civic Trust. Oh, right, okay, sorry. There were some people in the Civic Trustees here, but I can confirm that at some point we've got Andy Wilson, who's a councillor, who's also one of the trustees. So, Andy, have you got anything to add to that?
Well, I think it'd be fair to say that acoustics in the Zoom hall are one of the things that are being looked at by the architect. Nothing being decided yet, but I think it's up there, which I guess will please you.
Very much so. Thank you. Anybody else any questions they'd like to ask?